Page 80, theme from Gypsy Rondo by Haydn. It's a very famous melody. It's a wonderful melody. It's fun to play. It's also very fast. Good luck with that. We'll get, don't worry about that. We'll work on this part. Starting in the right hand. Now you notice this is in the key of G major. It's got one sharp. It's in cut time. We're gonna pretend it's in 4/4 time while we're learning it, and we can put it back in cut time later on. So in the right hand, we're just gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on this counting, but it comes in on beat 4. It's pickup beat, so it's 4 and 1 and. So it's here. You're in just this position to start, and just follow the fingering. It works out. Not the only fingering, but it works out. So it's here. 1 and 2 and. I'm going to start on 4 and. 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now this pattern can get people, this alternating fingers. This is where the Hanon book and the Charity book comes in handy, because there's exercises in that with these patterns in it, and you can kind of get accustomed to playing them. Those are nice books. If you want to go get them, try them out. I put them on my Amazon influencer page thing. If it's still there, check out there. You don't have to buy it from there, but you can at least look at see what the book looks like, sort of. So again, 4 and. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then fourth finger on the A. Don't forget the F sharp. And then the staccatos. And those are important. Well, all staccatos are important, but the idea is you're going to get this type of passage throughout this, and those really make it sparkle, so to speak. Like so. And then you do this, it's the same pattern, just a little higher. Now ideally we'd like to use the same fingering. Remember, in a sequence we want to use the same fingering, but the black note gets in the way, so it doesn't work out quite so well here. So the last two measures, again on 2, 2, 1, and then cross over with second finger. Going on the second line, it's all like, most of it's one phrase, connect it all together. Take it slow. 4, then thumb on the E, G sharp. Now watch the fingering, third measure. Cross over for the F sharp. Isn't that fun? Then you jump up here, and it's like it is at the beginning, it's just an octave higher. You see in the third line, it's written where it is at the beginning, but you have the 8 VA. So the last two notes on the second line are up here without the 8 VA. And that leads into the third line. They just put the notes down where you can read them. They didn't need to. They could have left them up there. You can read those notes up there. I'm sure you can. And then the fourth line is like the second line, sort of, except it's an octave higher. And the staccato on the end. Now, don't accent that. Just off. I have a habit of accenting those, and it's not accented. Speaking of accents, put in the natural accents. This is, we're going to play it right now. We're playing it in 4/4 time, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you have beats that are subdivided up, each beat gets a little accent. So it's at the beginning. Let's just accent for the first, just to get into this, that's experimenting. Let's just accent every beat. So starting here, 1, 2. And I'm going to drop the wrist on the accent. It's like doing the scales. You think, well, what's the point? Believe me, it helps. You will gain so much more control over your playing if you'll practice this way. When you play it, you don't do it this way, but when we're practicing it, it really helps. So accent the beat. Especially on the second line, where you have that. Just accent the beats, and when you can kind of get that, You'll speed it up a little bit. Maybe you'll just accent every 2 beats at the beginning. So it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3. In the second line, 1, 3, 1, 3. And just accent it and drop again. The wrist dropping, it forces you to use more of the weight transfer and weight control, but it also helps to ensure you stay loose. So it gets back to the scales. If you're doing the scales and doing the dropping wrist and the accents on the scales, this will help so much in your playing it really well. So you want these to be even and controlled. So if you work it up in speed, you want to get it back in the cut time, then you'll be able to do it. It's like a 1, 2, and it's a presto. Presto is like about as fast as you can go. So it's up to you. Your presto and my presto is not the same. Cut time, 1, 2. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E on the 8th note. So I'm trying to accent on the beat there. 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to feel that. 1, 2. It's a fun piece once you get it. It just takes some time to get it. It's too bad they don't do it in both hands. Wouldn't hurt you to learn to play it in both hands. You have to work out the fingering for the left. But it would be good exercise. Again, the charity and the hand exercises would cover these types of things very nicely for you if you want. The left hand's just accompaniment. It's just keep it soft. And remember the staccatos and the rests. The rests are important. Like here in the first full measure, you have a quarter rest on beat 3, or if I take it in 4/4 time, it's on beat 3. So when the right hand plays that B, the left hand's got to come up right there. And then the second full measure, the left hand comes up when the right hand plays that D. So watch out. That's about it on the left hand. Is the second line, you've got phrasing for the left hand, and that's important. So it's there's a pickup beat to the phrase, the last note of the first line, so it's here. So 1, 1, just lift up between each phrase. Same thing on the last line, so when you put it together. And you get that. And you get that worked out, try the dynamics. The MF at the beginning applies to the melody, which is the right hand. That's medium loud. The left hand that stays under it. So work that out. At the end of the first line, you drop to soft, and that's the right hand, so the left hand has to be really soft. And then there's a crescendo at the beginning of the second line, so now you're going to start getting louder till the third measure when you're loud. Then in the third line, you're soft again all of a sudden, and that's the right hand that's soft. The left hand has to be really soft. Then in the last line, you have that crescendo, decrescendo. It's a swell. So you're starting out soft at the beginning of the last line. And right there, the third measure, that C, that's where you're headed. That's like the loudest part, and then you start coming down after that. So the last line again. See, the C. And then you start coming down. Type thing. It's a lot of fun. Let's play this really, really, really slowly just to double check the notes and the rhythms. I don't know that you really need me to do that, but It's a fun piece. I like to try it out very slowly. Now, I don't know if it's an error or not, but I'll point it out just in case. The very last note on the very last measure. In the right hand it's a staccato, in the left hand it's not. I don't know if they just left off the staccato in the left hand, so both hands end at the same time together, or they really meant for the left hand to hang on off. Because the way it's written, the left hand has to stay down to the end of the beat. The right hand is a staccato, it's done. So I like it better with both hands ending at the same time with a staccato. Like so. You find other arrangements. There's a lot more to this piece than what's shown in this book. So if you can find an arrangement or the real thing, you can see a little more closely, and it'll be phrased different. These phrasing in here is different than what I'm used to, and I keep fighting that because I have a habit of doing it what I'm used to, not what's written here. So I'm going to give me 3 counts. I'm going to take this in 4/4 time. And so really, really, really slow. So the right hand's here, start, left hand's here. There's no pedal on this. Forget the pedal. It's 1 and ready and go and.